All right, we want to welcome everybody to our special edition of We the Vets, man. This is our 9/11 edition, Military Vets edition. I'm one of your co-hosts, Mike P. We got my man Eric Watson all the way from up north, Maryland,
Yes, sir.
New York. He representing all that up there, man, and he representing the Navy. Then we got my man Antonio. He represents Jacksonville, Florida, aka, and he represents Outlaw Inc. If you need a tattoo, man, check out my boy Outlaw Inc. Fellas, how y'all doing, man?
Good, brother. How are you?
Man, I'm doing great, man. Doing great. Cannot complain at all, man. I'm happy to see y'all, man. These my classmates, man. Class of 98.
Bainbridge, where you
How
at?
you doing? How you doing? I came in a little late. My camera stopped working. I couldn't hear nothing, man.
Oh, don't worry about it, man. Well, you know, technical difficulties, man, they just part of life.
That's right.
Hey, you good now?
Yeah. We're good. I'm online, man.
All right, that'll work, man. So look, fellas, I ain't gonna hold up all y'all day, man, because I know y'all some real busy individuals, and today is family day too, man. But what I want to do, man, I want to jump on here, man, for a couple minutes, man, and talk about 9/11 from an African American soldier point of view, man. Like what we went through while that was going on, and then what did you see change after that happened, after that took place, And I saw some stuff and I said it couldn't have been just me. So I wanted to reach out to a few of my brothers, man, and see what was going on, because we were all in different parts of the country at the time, just to kind of see what was going on. Are you fellas good with sharing your story?
Yeah, no doubt. I'm cool with that, brother.
Yeah, no.
All right. Eric, man, we're gonna start with you, man.
Mm-hmm.
If you can, just kind of give a little information about yourself, man. And then tell us, man, like, where were you at, when on 9/11, and then where the attacks happened, where were you at, and kind of like what you was going through during that time.
Well, first and foremost, I gotta also say I represent Georgia. Because I joined the military from Bainbridge when we all were in high school. That was where that opportunity for me to even think about the military came, was when I was with you brothers down in high school in Bainbridge. So I can't leave that out. Although I'm up north, I rep New York. Georgia is where my heart is at. But 9/11 happened, obviously 2001. And we graduated in 98. So for me, that was 3 years in. Before I joined, we wasn't at war. It was peacetime. So it really wasn't something that we was prepared for. 9/11 definitely, it shook up the world. It was like our eyes was wide shut, if that makes any sense. A lot of things that we didn't know prior to 9/11, like I never even knew who Osama bin Laden was, but he was a part of the first World Trade Center bombing. And when 9/11 happened, it kind of just woke me up. At the time, I was in pharmacy tech school because that was one of my trades while I was in the Navy. And I remember one of my friends coming to me because, truth be told, I was in the store buying Jay-Z's Blueprint album. It had just came out that day, and my boy came to me. He was like, yo, some kamikaze stuff just popped off in New York, like planes running into buildings, people jumping out of the World Trade Center. And I just remember looking at him and was like, man, you got to be kidding me. Like nothing going down. That's crazy. And truth be told, as I started walking out the store, it was people standing in front of the TV, and I just started to watch it on TV, and I couldn't believe it. I thought it was, I just thought it was something that was made up. So me being from New York, the first thing I did was I tried to reach out to my mom. And I remember all the cell phone, like just the cell phone, I didn't get no signal. I couldn't reach her. So right then and there, my heart, my mind, everything just started racing. I was just worried about what was going on. I really thought the world was coming to an end at that time, man. And it was a scary day. If any other day in my life I ever been scared was probably, boot camp. But that was by far the scariest day of my life because we didn't know what was going on. I thought we were under attack. I thought the world was coming to an end. But we made it through it. We had other planes that actually crashed that day, Pennsylvania, and then the Pentagon in DC. And it was just a scary day, man. But after that, the effects of it is really what started to really pick off because, we went to war probably 2 years later in 2003. And I'll never forget that day because March 19, 2003 is when the war in Iraq started. And I was on my first ship heading over, to be a part of that. And then I did 3 more tours in Iraq, did a tour in Afghanistan. So it was a scary day, man. It was something that I'll never forget. The people, the brothers and sisters that gave their life for us that day, they'll never be forgotten. What I'm doing right now, when I'm teaching, I have my young kids, just kind of, explain to them because none of them was born at the time. And just to kind of let them know that, they wouldn't be where they at right now if it wasn't for the sacrifices of, those brave men and women. And then the soldiers and sailors and Marines that we lost through this whole transition. So 9/11 will always be in my heart. The people from New York, Pennsylvania, and definitely here in the DMV. Unmute yourself, Mike.
Okay. Yeah, so what I was saying is I said I'm right there with you, man, as far as the people that we lost and everything. I don't think we understand how blessed we are to be able to get up and do what we wanted to do today when we wanted to do it today. Because you got some people in some other countries, man, that, hey, man, they don't get those same opportunities.
Absolutely.
And here in the USA, man, we fight over stuff that, bull gammage.
Yeah.
That don't even really matter, man.
Exactly.
But Tonio, man, we're going to get into your story, man. And you kind of tell us, what took place that day and where were you located at? I don't think you was in 164 or 168 that day.
I was in I wasn't in 168, man. I actually was stationed in Korea during 9/11, man. That's my father walked in. But he was actually stationed in Korea too, man, back in the days in the 80s, man. And but yeah, I was in Korea during 9/11. Had got there August, right before 9/11, and we were kind of already on a slight lockdown. Because the threat at first, initially was in Korea, it wasn't in the United States, so when I got there, a lot of briefings. And then, once 9/11 happened, that night of 9/11, man, we had just won a flag football battalion football game. And it took everything for us to even play the game because they stopped everything because of the threat of, in Korea. And that was then transferred to the United States, but probably was already for the United States initially. You know how that is. But yeah, we had just won a football game, and it was nighttime in Korea while it was morning here in the States. And man, it was wild, man. Everybody saw it, and devastated. We had a lot of people that was from New York that was in my unit. I was in a infantry unit in Korea, so a lot of people, man. So yeah, I remember it vividly. Like I say, we went and had to go get I don't know if you know anything about the military. A and B bags should be already packed, man. Going to get real weapons. Live ammo, and it was real. Didn't know what was going on. It was real. You hear sirens going on, everything, and man, it was a heart rushing type of day, man, because you didn't know what was gonna happen, you know. And like I said, I was out the country, had only been there less than a month. So yeah, man. You know, I don't even know what to say about that day. It was life changing, like I say. And in Korea, it was already a threat. Being away from home. I was 21 then. Away from home, never been out the country. My first time going out the country, this happens, and you know, and then now coming back, like P say, not knowing how thankful we are, man, just to be here and be able to move around like you want to, you know, and without even being war in Korea, it's different. You know, it's a different scene. It's not as free movement, and you know, it's a different place. You know, so you know, just be thankful. Like I say, you know, for everybody that did lose their life for 9/11 and continue to lose their life, you know, period. You know what I mean, through the military and whatnot. You know, so but yeah, man, it was a different thing. You know, yeah, that's probably about all I got, man. You know, like I say, out of the country, young guy, fresh in the military, and it's like, you know, what do you do? You know, it wasn't really no calling home because in Korea, it's only back in 2000 or 2001, you only had 2 lifelines going to the United States, so you really couldn't even call your parents. You know, everybody trying to call, so internet or whatever, you know, everything down. So it's just like you got to ride it out, man, to, you know, see what happened, man. You know. That's just, you know, just part of it, you know. Oh, your mic muted.
I don't know why I do that to me, but you was actually in a war setting, you know,
Yeah.
like you know, and I don't think a lot of people understand that war is still going on. They just got a truce right now. Am I correct about that?
Oh yeah, no doubt. North and South Korea, man. Like I tell anybody, it wasn't like you know, said wartime, but man, Korea itself is a different place, and they have threats over there every day. You know, I was over there on my birthday, my first birthday over there, 02, and it was a bomb found 2 doors down from my room. You know, in a cleaning closet. You know, so the threat is always prominent, man. Like, yeah, that North-South Korea, it's always North Koreans invading South Korea and vice versa. And yeah, man, it was different, you know.
Right. So, you know, we get to wake up, eat our fat hamburgers and talk
man,
crap all day.
You don't have to go through any roadblocks. The roadblocks has a different meaning to me, you know, for as you know, it's not like just a police checking ID, man. You know, everybody, you know, get searched, man. Everybody gets stopped, go through your stuff, you know, like a real checkpoint, man. Just like on TV, you know, for the people that haven't seen it live, you know, just like on TV, you know, and it's a little different in person, you know. I know, like say Eric, you know, retired, so know he probably saw a lot of different things being in the Navy, different countries. You know, I had that one country, and you know, and on a real significant day in history. So, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy, man. And you know, my story is probably a little different than everybody, man. I was actually back home on vacation, and matter of fact, I went back home to see Bamers play Cairo, and all my cousins, and we were all getting together. We're gonna have a good old time, man, that weekend, man. You know, we were gonna grill everybody. Then we're gonna go see the game, talk a lot of trash, you know, and probably gonna go to L&J's after that, man. You know, and you know, just have a good old time, man. But
That's right.
I remember that morning. I think it was on a Thursday. I want to say maybe a Thursday. You know, myself and my ex-wife and my little daughter, we was at my grandmother's house, and all of a sudden, I don't know if somebody called or somebody came in the house, and they were like, "Hey, check out the news." You know, and we turned the news on, and I was like, "Man, they done got real good with these graphics, man. Like, you know, it's a good movie here. Let me check it out." You know, and then by that time, the second plane was coming through and it hit it. And then I was like, oh no, this is real. You know, so I'm on leave. I'm in Bainbridge, Georgia, and you know, and I'm like, yeah, you know, should I call, find out what I need to do or what? You know, I think I'm 20, maybe 21 at the time, right? And so I leave and I go to Cairo. When I get to Cairo, it's chaos everywhere. Like people going into the grocery stores, they buying everything. Like people just scrambling, you know, and you know, and I'm sitting there like, man, why is everybody going on like this? So I called my Sergeant Simmons, and we'll get his story later. I said, hey man, what's going on? Is this real? And he was like, Pat, you need to get to the nearest base you can now. He said, hold on, where your leave paperwork at? I said, I live for that battalion. Well, we can't find your leave paperwork. So they couldn't find my leave paperwork. So I had to go to the nearest base. And the first sergeant, he signed off on my leave and they faxed it to that base. And so I had to go there and pick it up, and I had to have it on me at all times. And they were like, hey, like it was like so much time I had to get off base or I was going to be locked down. So they were locking everything down. And so I left base, and now I'm really in limbo. Like, I don't know what to do. You know, do I stay? Do I go? Like, what do I do? Plus my family. You know, I got to figure all that out too. You know, so we ended up figure out a plan for them. My section chief, he called me back later. He said, wherever you are now, just stay there for the next 48 hours. And then we're going to get you back here, you know. And so I stayed there for the next 48 hours. But, you know, going through that time, you know, you don't know if you're about to go to war. You don't know where you about to go. You don't know what's about to happen, you know. Yeah. And I remember when I got back to Fort Carson, we had to stay at the SNA for like 48 hours with your A and your B bags. And it just so lucky I always had those bags packed. You know, we had an apartment and we had a closet right there by it as soon as you come in the apartment, and I just kept them in there just so. You know, so when I got back, I had enough time to go get them and get back to the SNA, and now I'm on lockdown. You know, and at that point, you know, your mind just turning, you know, because don't nobody tell you what's about to happen. They just tell you line all your stuff up, dress right, dress, and be ready, you know. And I can remember being in the SNA and it was quiet. Like when like you can hear a pin drop when nobody's saying nothing, you know. But I also remember there was a confidence in the room, like we built for this. Yeah. You know, there was a confidence in it. Like if it's that time, then it's that time, and let's go do what we do. Yeah. Like it wasn't no like fear in the room and nothing like that. It was full of confidence. You know, I'm getting chills right now just thinking about it. Yeah. You know, because like people don't understand, you know, when you at a point to where, hey, we about to go to war, and you know, it's probably a little nervous energy, but I always say nervous energy is good energy. But I remember looking everybody in the face as I walked in, and it was like, hey, it's that time. Let's go do what we do.
Yeah, I like what you said when you said, you know, your bags was packed, because you would hear that all the time, you know. But if you know, be mindful what I said a little earlier. Like at the time, we wasn't at war, but they always tell us, you know, make sure your sea bag, for me in the Navy, make sure your sea bag is always ready. We don't never want to hear no excuses on your bags not packed. You know, so that nervous energy that you may have at the end of the day, when you join the military, you know, there's always a chance that you're going to deploy or you're going to go to war, you know. So when that time came, most of us was ready because it was peacetime up until then. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And you don't practice it. We all done had that drill 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And you think this the real one, and you get there, man, it's just a drill, man.
Yeah.
We just want.
That's true. That's facts.
I remember driving in some nights, man. Like, golly, man, I hope I don't told everybody I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But I can also say for me, even like when we used to do our training and stuff like that, I don't know if this happened to y'all, but the minute I got on that bus and the minute we were leaving out, or I remember we flew down one year, the minute I got on that plane, and once you get on that runway, like for some reason, I was able to block everything else out back home and not even think about it, but get my mind set on what I'm about to do now. Oh, y'all muted.
Oh, my bad. Now, I know Ant was going to say something.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I was in Korea, man, when it happened, man. And like Pete say, when that fear thing, it don't even apply, man, especially outside the country. You just know, like, man, I don't know if I'm finna go to war. I remember everybody saying, we finna go to war, just because of what was happening. And everybody away from home, nobody called their family. It's just like, go get your bag, go do this. And we already been on the alert, for weeks now that I've been there. And it's like, we finna go to war, man. I don't even, you know what I mean? Like, what you do? Just go to war. And that's it. You know what I mean? You ain't got no choice. You know what I'm saying? And it's scary. I remember once everybody went and got the weapons, went to the armory and everything. We get to the clinic, because I was a medic. We get to the clinic, and I remember just everybody being quiet, but people was just writing letters. Everybody writing letters. And I was like, man, and just looking around like, that's wild. Like, it's really happening, And all I could do is think about writing a letter. I couldn't write no letter, I can't write no letter, man, And they tell you, everybody make sure you got everything in order, pretty much, because it's like it's going down. But then, like I say, you keep being there. I was still there after that, a whole nother year and 5 months, But it did kind of change, alert up higher. You ain't really going nowhere. More battle buddies, a lot of more restricted places to go. So, but yeah, like you say, yeah, it's a different thing, man. It's crazy. I rarely ever talk about 9/11 or the military. Like I said, I was a medic, man. So it's a little different, you know what I mean? Like when I start thinking about it, a lot of different things go to my head, 9/11, was one of the things, man. But just that every day in the military, man, big ups to all the soldiers, man, still, you know what I mean?
Right. Hey, Tom, let me ask you this, man. When you went to get your weapon, I know the medics, y'all used to have them 45. Did you get a 45 or an M16?
Nah, man, you get an M16, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, I was in the armor unit over there, armor and infantry unit over there, attached to both. But when everything went down, yeah, man, I was with the infantry, man. A bag, everything everybody else got, and the M16, man. Actually, I had an M16 and a 45, man, believe it or not. And it get real, man, because you got to do what you got to do, man. You got to be a soldier at the same time. You got to do your job,
Right. And I was in logistics, so we the ones that the enemy want to kill first.
Yeah.
You take out logistics.
You can't re-up without supply.
Can't re-up without the supplies, man.
And can't nobody get patched up without a medic, man.
Exactly.
That's right, man. And I remember when the first time I went for training, we was out in NTC, and we would move 3, 4, 5 times in a day. Set up, get all that barbed wire, dig your trenches, do all that stuff, and then 20 minutes later, we got to tear it all back down and go to another location. And so I remember we were like, man, this is stupid here, but hey, somebody on your tail. You got to keep moving, man. You know, man. So it all prepared us, man. You know. Now let me ask y'all this right here. Knowing what you know now, what is something that you wish you would have did different after the whole 9/11 took place?
Ooh, I really don't know if I would have did anything different because what up, A? Peace, my brother. I don't know if I would have did anything different, Mike, you know, because I'm a true believer in everything that happens, you know, it happens for a reason. It like I said, the eyes wide shut thing, it exposed me personally to the world and a lot of things that I didn't even think about prior to the terrorist attack. So you got to kind of expose yourself to what's going on in the world. Like, you know, Ant mentioned, you know, North Korea, South Korea, they've been at war for so many years. These are things that I didn't even think about, you know, I didn't know about because I wasn't really on that level, you know, and me and Ant speak all the time and he always exposed me to different things and cultures that, you know, we don't think about because we're so focused and tuned into what's in front of us. So 9/11 just kind of opened me up to the world, you know, that everything is not peachy keen, so to speak. But I wouldn't really change too much because I really believe all that impacted who I am today.
Right. That's good. That's good. Hey, we got another special guest, man, done joined us, man, all the way from Georgia, South Georgia. We got Double A, Alex Anderson in the house. What's up, my brother?
Fellas, I'm glad you let me on, man. Appreciate it. Glad that you had me. So what's going on? Long time no see.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
Well, I hear from Mike all the time. So but Tonio and Erica, it's been a good minute. How you fellas been?
Good, man. Good. How about you, bro?
Yeah, been making it by the grace of God, brother.
Amen. Amen to that.
So
amen. You know, I always say Alex like my guardian angel, man. Like whenever I needed something, like needed, Alex got me my first job at Wendy's. When I got out the military and I was trying to go to college, Alex set me up with the right people that hooked up all my college stuff. I ain't even have to do nothing, man. You know, so computer, you need something with your computer laptop, man. Alex the guy, man. Alex built all my computer stuff for us, man. We don't even buy from nobody. We get them specially built by Alex.
That's what it's about, right? We're supposed to all be helping each other out with no cost, right? No strings attached. Just taking care of each other, man.
That's right. Mike, I know you'd do the same for me, brother, if I was in your position. So,
you know I will, man. You know I will. Hey, yo, so Alex, we talking about 9/11, man. You know, so you know, if you can share your story with us real quick, man, like, you know, where you was at, what you was thinking when it all happened, and then, you know, what did you take from that day?
Man, it was straight wild. I want to say back in 2001, I had actually just left the Army. And I was starting college too, actually a month later. So I got out back in July 2001. And then and I signed up for college at Bainbridge State. And matter of fact, I want to say I was just getting out of class one day, and I was heading over to my brother and my sister-in-law's house, and just to visit and see how they was doing while I was in town. And all of a sudden I seen on the news when the towers had fell, and I couldn't believe it, man. I thought, really, is this real? So so yeah, I was just leaving out the service and starting college back then. So, but yeah, 9/11 was a trip, and it was like It was like unbelievable to me, man. And I'm sure you guys probably heard like it's been all sorts of different things behind what happened at 9/11 that people are not really talking about and bringing it to the light and everything. So, but yeah, that's what was going on with me during the time that particular date that that dispensation happened. So, but yeah. So, Mike, you're muted, brother.
Oh, Mike P.
Hey man, I do that every time, and I keep forgetting, man, that it mutes me. You know. But now, man, I said, yeah, man, sound like you want to share some stuff with us, man. But you know, the Fed's watching, so
you know it.
Yeah,
man. And you know, I want to say, Alex, I saw you during that week, man.
Yeah.
I don't know why I want to say that. I want to say I ran into you somewhere, because I was home. I was on vacation. But I remember playing K-Roll that Friday night.
Yeah, may have been, yeah.
Yep. I think so. Yep. Because I know I remember running into Freddie C. I remember running into Freddie C, man. And yeah, but that's wild though, man. That's wild. And now you were stationed in Fort Bliss.
Fort Bliss. Where it was home of Air Defense Artillery back then. I believe it changed. I think the unit moved to Fort Sill, Oklahoma now. When I last researched and looked it up. So yeah, but yeah, Bliss wasn't really my favorite place to be. So it was. But I mean, it was some cool experiences though. I mean, I can't say it was all, in the dumps a bit. As far as being with the battalion, the unit I was with, but I had some cool people that I met while I was stationed in there. So every once in a while we kind of keep in touch. So
that's all right, man. That's all right.
Yeah, there's a few, probably about maybe like 4 or 5. Some of the people I was in station with. So I was like, and when I was at Bliss, I was part of a maintenance company at first, and then like a year later, I got transitioned over to Air Defense Artillery unit. So because they needed a generator mechanic. So, and I believe their last generator mechanic went to another duty station, retired or whatever. I can't quite remember. So, but
hey man, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. So you was air artillery. I was land artillery.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, I was land artillery, man. You know.
Yeah. And the funny thing about it too, when I went from 178th Maintenance Company to Bravo Battery, at that point, that's when I started acing my PT tests and everything, man. So I mean,
start working out with them hogs.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I remember I went through. They had the ammo carrier, and then you got the howitzer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the ammo carrier carries all the ammo, and they had a track that they would put it on that'll carry it from one side to the next. And those guys would just grab it and then toss it. Then you put the powder and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember they got me out there one day. I was like, man, this ain't nothing, man. You know, I'm pretty strong, man. You know, from here to here, you know, I can go with anybody. Man, when that big ammo came out of that thing, that bad boy dropped. I had a newfound respect for them guys, man. They were just catching it and tossing it. I said, it had to be in the rhythm.
No.
Cause I didn't have the rhythm, man. I caught it and it grabbed me.
Rumble.
Oh
No, not fumble.
man. I said, no, man, I ain't messing with y'all no more, man. And I would lift with them all the time, man. And didn't have no problem lifting, but man, listen. Matter of fact, I lifted more than those guys. But when that thing came off, them jokers just grabbed it. Whew, whew. And they loaded up, you know, just different, man. Just different. You know, I had a newfound respect for them.
Yes, sir.
You know, so. But fellas, man, is it some last words, man? Last, I feel like it's one more question I want to ask.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's one more question. I feel like it's something that I'm missing that I'm not asking. You know, or I'll share this. And we can all say it with our kids, they'll never know what it's like to drive straight up to the airport 15 minutes before your flight about to take off, get out the car and get on the flight and take off.
Mm-hmm.
They'll never experience that, man.
Yeah, right. Ain't no more.
You know,
Boy, that.
Man.
ain't no more of that, man. I remember Tony used to drop me off at the airport whenever we used to do it with each other. You know, flight leaving 9 o'clock, man. We leave the post at 8:30. And we pull right up there to the side. No, hey, I'll holler at you. Yeah, got you, man. Yeah. And get on and be gone, man. You know. And I remember the first time I flew after 9/11 was maybe 2011. Yeah, it had to be 2011. And I tried to do that same thing. I missed the flight and missed the next flight after that.
Oh man.
You know, man. So I think you know, if it comes to me, man, I'll get in touch with y'all, man, and we can do something simple with it though. But do y'all have any last comments that y'all want to add, man, just for, you know, about this day or just in general?
I do. I'm not gonna lie. I want us to like, I know we are vets of the military, and I keep saying that eyes wide shut thing and exposure to the world, but that whole attack was business oriented, you know. And a lot of people, we talk about the patriotism that was showed, but at the end of the day, you know, what was behind it was bigger than what we saw.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and Alex was kind of talking about it. I thought he was going to dive into it, but you know, people got to remember that was, it wasn't about just our way of life.
Right.
You know, they attacked the World Trade Center. So, you know, you ain't got to be a rocket scientist to really understand that. You know, and a lot of things in the military, you know, we take a lot of pride, but that the military is a business too, you know, just like, you know, corporate America, the world. So we can't forget that, man. And, you know, us as vets, we're the guardians and the gatekeepers of what happens in the service. But at the end of the day, you know, everything is about, you know, is about that guap. You know, you want to be technical at the end of the day. So I got to speak that piece because, you know, it's blood on that money.
Oh, yeah, brother. Yeah, they've been trying to attack the World Trade Center for a long time. And they finally, whatever they worked out, managed to happen. And, you know, it is a bunch of, I've seen a couple of documentaries on it in the past, and basically was saying that, that like the planes, I'm gonna just say this, that the planes had really nothing much to do with it. It was just a diversion, but something happened on the inside of the buildings before. But I mean, it's wild. It's crazy, brother. Yeah. And so I mean, we all, all of us here, we peak game about, yeah, it was more to it than what they, put out in national airwaves and such. So, I mean, that kind of deception been going on for a long time. So, I
Hey,
mean,
let me ask you this. Now that we're going down that rabbit hole, Tone, you want last comments?
Hey, yeah, man. If I could, man, am I clear? Everything going good? Because I'm having some technical difficulties.
Good, bro.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, man. Hey, yeah, I know y'all was touching on a couple of subjects, man. My area heard some mentions of martial law. Like I said, I was having some technical difficulties, but I heard some key words in there, man. And without knowing, like you say, pushing that martial law, man. That's why I say we should get right for as being aware of what happens during
you went muted.
Say that again, Ant.
Oh, did you? So do you hear me?
All right, we can hear you now.
Okay, so I say, yeah, so we should be aware of what happens during wartime or when there's a threat, as civilians versus being in the military, kind of make more people aware outside of the military. Not everybody goes to the military, so they're not aware of what goes on during that time. Like I say, especially we're talking about martial law and what happens as a civilian during that time, versus being in the military. So yeah, like I say, I just awareness, just being more aware as a civilian what happens when a threat is imminent or prominent, like even like what they have going on now, when it can touch the United States, the Twin Towers being a prime example, So I kind of just wanted to add that in there, and just say, to everybody that that did serve, man, thanks for your service, man. And for anybody going through anything, man, y'all stay connected to the VA. Use the services. Use the hotlines, man. Talk to the counselors. All the services you can use. So yeah, I close out with that, man.
All right, man. Well, hey, man, like I said again, fellas, I definitely appreciate you, man. And thank y'all again to the highest. And hey, man, I got to have y'all on more often, man, at least twice a month, man. Y'all got to start coming on, man. Like, also, man, so I got my own network. Huh? Oh, so I got my own network. You can see it. It's up here in the corner this way. It's this way over here. All right. Impact Media, man. So impactmediatv.com, man. You can go check us out. I signed a partnership with Roku. So I'm blessed about that, man. I got 168 hours per week. That's 168 1-hour content. 324, something like 328, I think it 30-minute segments, man. So if y'all want your own show, man, holler at your boy, man. We can go on and get it cracking, man. And it's an outlet for, I'm gearing it towards the youth, but I also got that time where, I can give to some grown people when the youth going to sleep,
Congrats on that, man. That's dope.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it,
let's
man.
go, Michael.
Yes, sir. So, and one of the next shows, man, we'll get into that. But God bless, and we love you. All right, and we're back, man. We got my dog in the building, man. Walton, all the way from the big state of Roll Tide. They almost got rolled over by the Longhorn this past weekend.
Boy, they tried us good, boy.
Hey, man, is your heart done came back to normal yet?
Man, I got all kind of anxiety. But the good thing is that was almost an ill. And when you get that ill early in the season, it's supposed to now. supposed to make things better. You find out the little loose parts, tighten them up, and the missing parts, and replace them. So
Right.
hopefully we bounce back.
Man, listen. I guarantee you them boys ain't getting no sleep this week.
No.
Nick Saban gonna be when they close their eyes, they gonna see Nick Saban cussing. They gonna be running at 4:00 in the morning. Boy, that's just unacceptable, boy. Nick gonna get the butter from the duck from him this week.
They gonna get it from.
And listen, that poor duck, I feel bad for that duck. Ain't gonna be no Aflac. That duck ain't gonna have no butter left, man.
Yeah, they want to know if Prime can take some more Alabama players.
Right. Oh man. So Walt, man, we here, man. We discussing, man, talking about 9/11 remembrance, man, from an African American soldier point of view, man. And I just want you to share your story, man, about 9/11. Like how the day went. What took place. But before that happens, I want to roll a clip. We getting old. So I want to roll a clip. It's about 2 minutes long. And then after that, we'll come back and we'll talk about your story.
Right.
What the hell was that?
Sounded like a plane crash.
Hey, Beth. What is that? Somebody hit the World Trade Center or the...
It's a trade center.
The World Trade Center.
Yeah. This just in, you were looking at obviously very disturbing live shot there. That is the World Trade Center, and we have unconfirmed reports this morning that a plane
As we come on now, we have serious news of a major, very tragic event for you right now. Incredible plane crash into the World Trade Center.
I just heard a loud boom. You did? Was it a plane? That's what I was thinking. It was a terrorist attack.
Immediately, there's speculation or cause for concern. This is the World Trade Center that was the center of a terrorist bombing some years ago. So the questions have to be asked, was this purely an accident or could this have been an intentional act? But either way, extensive damage.
What's this other jet doing? What's this other jet doing? Holy fuck!
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Looks like 6, 7 floors were taken out. And there's more explosions right now. Hold on, people are running.
Hold on just a moment. We've got an explosion inside.
The building's exploding right now. You got people running.
All right, well, we back, man. So just wanted to show that clip, man. I watched that clip yesterday, and it's my first time seeing, what happened, because I didn't see the first one. Right. And then the second one, I think I was either outside or maybe I didn't have the TV on by the time, but I was on vacation, so by the time, and I just never looked at them over the years, man. So now let's get to your story, man. So, one, I know it was a long time ago for us, but if you can remember where you was at and what you were doing, and then how you felt, during that time period.
Man, when it happened, I was at work on break, and I don't know, it's the first time I ever seen a TV in the break room, but everyone's fixated on that, and I just happened to look, to see, you know, what everybody's looking at. And I see planes. I think it had already happened, and all this was replays of what had taken place. So I see plane 1 flying to a building, plane 2. I was like, what is going on? You know, listen to different people talking. People have been watching before I have, filling me in with sequence of events and whatnot. And, you know, it's just like the news was like a prominent member of your family passed. It takes a second for it to hit you. For me, it took a while to understand like what this meant, what was actually happening. So I didn't have an initial reaction right away. Heard we right near the base, the Air Force Base in Colorado. So I think, was it, I want to say Alexander Air Force Base or something like that. Peterson. Yeah. So we hearing the jets taking off, and I mean, they, you know, stuff is buzzing around us. Base is locked down, the post is locked down, Carson and everything. Still, I'm seeing this. Still ain't hitting me yet. To tell you the truth, Pat, I think the devastation came almost a year later, when I had a better understanding of what had taken place, how, who, what, when, where, and also the fact that my unit's getting ready to go to Iraq. So yeah, it definitely hit me. And once again, you know, this was like bringing up memories from 91 and the Gulf War, seeing all the footage and everything on TV of just everything going on. It's a bunch of moving parts. And, you know, I was with Bush. I was with Bush like 100%. When he was like, let's go here, let's go there, let's do that. I was like, yeah, let's do this. I was gung ho. I was ready to do it. And it's always easy to say, but when you get on that plane, or actually even before that, someone bang at your door and say, hey, Walt, pack your, you know, your stuff. You're leaving in 72 hours, and walk off, you know. And you standing there with this silly grin on your face, like, Sarge, you're something else. It's like, no, I'm not kidding, Walt. And I guarantee you 72 hours later, I was on the plane. I mean, he wasn't playing. So definitely sinking in for real. And that's, you know, it's pretty bad that it took that long. But, you know, in the military and stuff like that, you following orders. You know, this is stuff you train for, is to get with the program and not to stop, but to react. And so, you know, to hear about all those lives lost, to hear about that whole plot, I'm thinking hypothetically of why didn't they do this and how, and, you know, just a lot of things in my mind, and it's only frustrating me. And at that time, man, I'm just ready to make a difference. I'm ready to be a part of the solution.
Right. And you know, remember at that time, man, wasn't no metal detectors. You know, I was talking about this earlier, man. You could I remember, and our kids will never know this, when your flight leave at 9 o'clock, you could pull up at 8:45, get out the car and walk on the plane, and and be on time.
And you know, your family could come back there with you.
Right.
And be almost on the plane hugging you goodbye.
Yeah. You know, and, you know, 9/11 took all that away, you know. And the next time I flew after that was 2011. Yep, 2011, and I missed the flight because you know, last time I had flew, man, you can pull right up.
Pull right up in that mode, yeah.
You know, and yeah, I pulled up. You know, and they were like, "Yeah, your flight left an hour ago." Actually, what did you take from 9/11 that you have either installed in your everyday life or you have installed maybe in your kids or your family life?
Well, with me having been deployed to Iraq after that for the purpose of weapons of mass destruction, I'm more weary of, no matter how bad it is to really research and look for it, something else going on. Is this a distraction from something bigger or something, a little more, beneficial to politicians, if you will, or the rich or something like that. I feel like I, just keep my head on the swivel, and that's, it just seems needless to say, people around you, no matter who they are, you gotta watch, observe your surroundings anywhere you are, anywhere you go. But I'm watching these folks, man. For real, I'm watching these folks. So that's what it's done with me. I won't get into it, but the aftermath of 2001.
So, Walt, man, we finna get out of here, man. I definitely want to appreciate you, man, for the interview, taking your time out of your busy day, man, and sharing that with us, man. And we're gonna edit this up together, man, and get it out to the people, man, and just push the narrative, man. Just push the narrative.
Right. Yeah, it's all good. My condolences to any of the 9/11 families, anyone affected by 9/11 directly. I know we all were affected indirectly, but the immediate families, you lost some loved ones in that situation. My condolences.
Absolutely. And we the vets, we second that, man. We second that. And also Impact Media TV, we second that as well. God bless, and we love you.
Hard work.